Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the Bean Dip Podcast. It seems like summer is starting. The sun is out. Not a lot of shadow outside, and my balls are sweating. That's how you can tell the weather's changing in California. If your genitals are turning into a swamp, the seasons are changing. Oh yeah, I went to the liquor store to get a Red Bull because I'm dependent on fucking things to get me through the day. That dependency, man. I don't know if it's just like the actual thing that works, or if it's just like a habit that you build, or you psych yourself into doing some things. I got myself a 0 sugar Red Bull. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I needed something to fill the void other than the last bit of weed that I had. We're going to be doing almost an hour of this. I need a little bit of stimulation, and my girlfriend's super stimulated. She's been getting high off of nail polish and nail polish remover for the past 30 minutes. Hey, no wonder you guys, you women are like loopy all the time. You guys are just getting high as you're getting dressed. These chicks are fucking inhaling gasoline and paint thinner. And they're putting it on their face too. Who needs prescription drugs when you have lithium all over your lips? I don't know, Oh yeah, dude. Hope you guys are all doing great. We had our first self-produced show last Saturday. Hell yeah, it was super dope at Rudy's LA in East LA. It was fucking awesome, dude. And it was like super, nerve-wracking, you know what I mean? You do all this promotion, bugging the shit out of people to come through. You look for the location, you're hoping it turns out great so the owner doesn't treat you like shit after, And it was awesome. We set up tables that would probably fit almost 40 people. And I want to say like only 2 tables weren't filled. So pretty much all our seats were pretty much filled. The crowd was awesome. They came out ready to laugh. My parents came through. Shout out to most of my family that came through. My cousin Sylvia, my cousin Marky, Sylvia's husband Ginger, aka Spencer. Who else? My brothers came out. Shout out to just, leaving your kids alone for a little bit to support your oldest brother. No, they didn't leave their kids alone. I'm sure they got babysitters. And my parents, dude, talk about the fucking king and queen of Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Like, they came out, right? And I was worried. I had to like verbally abuse my parents and be like, you better not fucking leave. You got to be there for at least an hour and a half. I had to deal with 18 years of going to a convention and spending 8 hours of Jehovah's Witness fucking teachings or whatever. You know what I mean? If any of you out there have grown up in Jehovah's Witness, they have these conventions, and it's like you're there for 8 to 9 hours reading Bible scriptures and watching people do plays. It's a lot. So I was just like, Mom, you're going to stay there for an hour and a half, and you're going to listen to the word fuck. You're going to listen to the word pussy, and you're going to hear dudes make some raunchy ass fucking jokes, okay? Support me in that way for an hour and a half. And they stayed for most of it. I was pretty surprised. It made me happy. It was so funny. One of the comedians, he was like the second to the last. Shout out to Carlos. He was joking about his dick, you know, and pretty much it being uncircumcised, pretty much, or just he was telling a bunch of dick jokes, and I didn't hear this, but when I talked to my brother afterwards, he told me he's like, yeah, when that guy got up and kept talking about his dick, he's like, I could hear mom in the back going, no, no. I wish I could have heard that. Her just like freaking out inside, like just a guy talking about uncircumcised cocks and just dick in general. But no, it was a fucking great night, dude. All the comics did well. It was super nice. And it went by quick, and shout out to the comics that just came to support, came to see what's up. That was cool as fuck. And we just had we had an overall good ass time, man. It was super cool, dude. Dude, I'll say this: throwing a show, it's a lot more anticipation and organization. That's the hard work of it all, right? Because as soon as you find a location, that's cool, that's done, right? You can easily find comedian. I mean, I don't want to use the word easily, but you can find comedians, okay? That's step 2. Step 3 is just like making flyers, and if you're gonna sell tickets, make some kind of Eventbrite or whatever you use, It's not the actual footwork that's like the hard part. Like I said, it's just the anticipation, having to organize it, and then just like when the time comes, when the day, you're just like, oh my God, I hope even just 20 people show up, And it just, of all of it all, just the whole thing, when it was done, I was just relieved. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, yeah, be proud and be happy and this and that. And I'm like, I was proud. I was super happy. Dude, it just felt great. But I was just like, I was glad it was done. We had a great show. It's over. Fuck yeah. Dude, when we went to go get massages at the mall, right? And I don't usually get I've never gotten a massage, by the way, like professionally. And we went to the mall. God damn it. Here's the downside of drinking fucking energy drinks. I yawn for no reason. Like my jitters are up, but I'm yawning. It's so weird. But we went to the mall to go get massages, and the massages were amazing, right? They cracked my back a bunch. The massage felt great. And when we got up and left, dude, I was so out of it. I was euphoric out of my mind. We're just like roaming the mall, and my head is just in the clouds, like like all the chemicals that were like held in my spine and back that were meant to make me feel good cracked and released into my brain when they massaged me. I was just, and that's pretty much how I felt like at the end. It was just like everything just felt good. You know what I mean? Proud, yes, of course, all that, you know what I mean? It's just not specifically what was going through my mind, And it was cool because in some of the comedians, their faces too, dude, it was such a good show. You could see in the comedians' faces that they were pleased, that everybody just had this like, that the feeling I had, they had that look in their eyes, in their face, like that was nice, But yeah, it was fucking awesome. And I'm already booking. I booked for the next show. We're pretty much good to go. You guys are hearing it now. The date is July 22nd. That's the next one coming up. July 22nd, same time, 8 p.m. Doors open at 7. I just booked the comic, so I'm going to be doing, the rest of the stuff. Got the location, got the comics. Now what do? Make the tickets and make the flyer. So yeah, I mean, just super good, super fun. And most of all, I'm so happy that the regulars of that bar are just like, they're down for what's going on, because I think for the regulars, they're more worried about having business, right? That's the people who go there often, and mind you, the people that go there often, it's no more than like 7 people. I'll give them 10, if that. But whenever we're there, it's like 5, And I think for these people, they've gone there for so long, and they love going there, and I'm sure they just want to see that place supported. You know what I mean? They just want to see it get some business. So it's cool to bring them that, and I just want to keep on making it work. It's in such a great area. It's like right in the middle of East LA. Right where down the street from East Los Angeles Community College. So yeah, first show in the books, and it was a success. Let's hit up the second one. Hell yeah. Dude, all right, this is gonna come off a little, I guess, aggressive, maybe. I don't even know. I don't know what the proper word is, but dude, can we not give a fuck about the submarine thing anymore? Like, dude, the Queen Elizabeth died, and she only had 1 day of recognition on the news, right? And there was like a consensus of people that were like a huge consensus of people saying, we don't give a fuck, right? But the news wants to keep on playing, and the same fucking possibility of how things went down about a billionaire and a bunch of other rich people that, dude, we don't even know who these people are, right? Number one, the news, okay, a bunch of poor people are watching the news, right? And us poor people, we want to eat the shit out of you rich fucks. So it's not making us feel bad. It's just like, oh my God, again. Right? Dude, nobody cares when a billionaire dies. I'm sorry. The son didn't even care that his billionaire dad died. The son went to a Blink-182 concert afterwards. What's my age again? My dad died. What's my age again? This guy's dancing off the tragic news of his dad. He's like, yes, I'm here. Right? He put Molly up his ass, and he's wearing like light up glasses. He's fucking partying. My dad would have wanted this. Okay. Nobody cares. Dude, billionaires don't even care that other billionaires died. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's like, dude, nobody knows who this guy is. You're just shoving this shit down our throats. This is the kind of type of news where it's like, it makes you want to side with the conspiracy people, right? And be like, oh yeah, they're distracting us. They're distracting us from the aliens, man. From the aliens, and then they're also distracting us because they want us to legalize prostitution, bro, and actually fentanyl makes you smarter, man. They just, because it's like, dude, who gives a fuck? We get it. People died in the submarine, but it's like this 2-week long story about, and it's mostly about one billionaire guy. There was kids in there, and nobody even really mentions the kids till like way later. Hey, just because you assholes don't give a fuck, there was 2 kids in there as well. One was 16, and the other one wished they never even went. How do you feel now? I still don't care. right? How the fuck did you find out that kid didn't even want to go?
His mother told us.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's just all this fucking random.
The dad just got promoted, too. And the captain finally came out of the closet after 30 years. And he's a happy...
You know, it's just all this... Dude, come on. It's just... You guys started it off with the billionaire, and then you're adding these little things to just keep it going. Like, come on, bro. The way it sounded, like the thing imploded, right? Like when I think the way it sounds, the way it imploded is it literally just crunched into like a little fucking aluminum foil ball, and then just pieces were everywhere. In the news, they were like, oh, imagine being here for days and the lights going out and oxygen is going low and people are shitting and vomiting because they have nowhere to shit and vomit. It's like, dude, what the fuck, bro? How long does it take to implode? I guarantee you, the minute they decided or they figured out we're sinking and there's nowhere, in that same... How long does it really take some kind of craft to sink to the bottom of the ocean? Especially in those cold ass temperatures. Dude, they were dead in like 2 hours. You know what I mean? You're not just sinking to the bottom and it's just this like tragic, slow fucking death happening. I'm sure the pressure of the water just killed everybody instantly. You know, because of this, I wish Queen Elizabeth came back alive and then died again, just so we can get the attention off the submarine. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just like, bro, make it that's like a one-day story, you know? That's one segment in the afternoon and then the story's done. I'm telling you, when the kid goes to a concert the day after his dad died, nobody cares. It's just a silly thing to me, you know? Who knows? They're trying to distract us from the presidency, who's going to be voted, or they're distracting us from politicians eating babies. Like, oh my God. You know, honestly, if that's a distraction, fuck it, dude. I'm down. I don't want to know politicians are eating babies. Like, if a politician came, snatched my baby just to eat it, I would rather it be known my baby just got lost. You know what I mean? But specifically, no, oh my God, Hillary Clinton stole your baby and ate its guts. I don't think I need to know that. You know what I mean? You could just tell me an alligator ate it, or, you know, maybe it got ran over or something like that. Better? Yeah. She's got pink nail polish on with sparkles all over them. Now those sparkles, I don't know if it's being high from the polish remover or if they're actually on there.
It's on there.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, man. I don't know. To me, it's just like the whole thing is, dude, nobody cares, bro. You know what I mean? Can we stop with the, oh my God, this rich guy died, you know? Like, I wish somebody made a story about a poor guy who, what can poor people do? Let's just say this poor guy went to the park to eat his lunch on his 30-minute break, and, you know, somehow the park sunk to the bottom of the ocean and imploded. I would be like, damn, that's I feel bad. Like, how did that even happen? That guy's a poor guy. He was just working, and all of a sudden, the whole park dropped to the bottom of the ocean and imploded. I would even believe the moments of, when they're realizing he's dying and there's no oxygen and he's shitting and vomiting everywhere and crying, and then let's just say, just so happened a kid was right there, and oh my god, mom, I didn't want to come to the park, but then the mom was like, but we had to go outside because you're rotting your brain on television, and then we didn't know the park was going to sink to the bottom of the ocean. I would feel bad for those people. It's like, yeah, dude, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? These people were hardworking people. They weren't even trying to be in that situation, Homeboy was eating a bologna sandwich. Next thing you know, his body imploded all at, the bottom of the ocean. Right? That little kid was on the slide enjoying himself, thinking, I'm glad I'm not at the dentist or at school, right? And next thing you know, he's dead. Like, it's a bigger story for me to be like, it's more heartfelt. I can connect with it, I guess, because I'm poor. I don't, maybe, when a rich person dies, it's like, all right, cool, bro, can we get that money back into, welfare and some of my social security or something? You know what I mean? Let's actually put that in the parks that are sinking to the bottom of the ocean and imploding. Let's do that. I'm sure his family's going to inherit all of that. You know what I mean? And there's another conspiracy right there. Is this dude lying? Did this dude fake his death? Maybe he hired a guy to, like, he's like, hey, I'm going to hire you. I know this thing is fucking bullshit, and I know the whole ship is going to go down. So can you go in there and take this fall for me? You're actually going to die. It's going to be horrific. The thing's going to implode. Your guts are going to go everywhere. But I'll take care of your family. I'm going to write this off as me dying. And it's a win-win situation. You die for real. I could never show my face in public. And the guy's like, yeah, dude, I'm desperate. I'm $100,000 in debt. My wife's about to divorce me. I could use a good death right now. It'll bring up my legacy. And, that's a cool conspiracy, right? I think. You know what I mean? But see, the billionaire, I don't feel bad for him still. There's no way to feel bad, Let's just say, how about the billionaire was like, what if he was a really good guy, right? Like, what's a really good deed? Like, let's just say there's like, he goes to like a really inner city based, park, and there's Black and Latino kids that have no parents and they're on the swing and they're just looking sad, like, oh, I need somebody. I'm not having fun. Everybody has a mom and a dad. And then the billionaire guy comes out of nowhere with, money popping out of his pockets, but he's just like, I'll push you. And he pushes them. Right? He just did a cool act. Gave like one of those kids like $100 bill, And then the next day he goes on this. I mean, damn, that guy was chill and he died. That's fucked, right? I don't know, man. It's a trip. But, obviously it's still a sad thing. Whenever somebody dies, come on. It's a sad thing. Shout out to the billionaire kid who doesn't care. But hopefully you'll be all right, bro. I'm sure you'll be good. Those millions of dollars should wipe up the tears pretty effectively. Dude, so speaking of like rich white guys, I've been like stuck on Kitchen Nightmares. For those of you that don't remember it, it's a Gordon Ramsay television show from the early 2000s, and it was actually after his main show. He had his main show where he would have contestants, compete against each other, and I think they would win like some prize money, or they would be able to work with him or some shit like that. But Kitchen Nightmares is where he goes to these different locations throughout the United States, and it's not even throughout. Most of the time, it's in these like little unknown cities or towns in New York, right? There are a bunch of them are in New York. A couple have been in LA, but I guess it's these businesses that, like, they've probably been around for a while or not. Some of them have not, but they're just in debt, right? They're fucked. Like, they're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and they're on the verge of losing everything. So Gordon Ramsay pretty much has to. He doesn't have to do it, but he comes through, right, and he tries their food, and 100% of the time, there's probably 1% of throughout of all the episodes, 1% of the time he finds one thing that's okay. But out of all that, 99.9% of the time, the food is trash. And this fool finds some way to make it look horrible, And it's so hilarious because it'll be like their most popular dishes that he gets. And the people will come back, so how'd you like these? Like, dude, this tasted like the shit I just took. And they're just like, what the fuck? That's our most popular appetizer. What do you mean? Like, people have rated us 5 stars. He's like, wow, that's some 5-star shit right there, And it's so hilarious because they just have to eat this exaggerated critique he's giving them, right? I'm saying exaggerated because the words that he uses is just like, it's brutal, bro. You know what I mean? They'll bring out one thing after another, and he'll just be, oh god, it's fucking soft. Oh my god, like just one thing after another, and it's just hilarious just to see people's reaction, like, oh my god, what the fuck, right? And right after he just gets done like fucking killing them with his criticism, he goes right into their kitchen and fucking tells the chef who cooked everything, bro, that all that was ass, right? My balls taste better than your meals, And it's so funny because in real life, dude, when someone talks to you this way, and naturally your emotions are going to rise, your pride is going to kick in because it's very insulting. You know what I mean? To me, when it's like somebody's trying to criticize you, they have some suggestions and advice, but this was just straight up saying like, dude, I would rather die than eat that shit again. There's no upside, or you know what I mean? There's no structure as to what he wants from them. He's just going to fucking bury them. He's going to bury their idea, everything they've done, sweep everything out, all their ideas, the look of their restaurant, and he's just going to fucking bring his own stuff, right? He's just going to bust a nut of Gordon Ramsay all over your restaurant and just bring you like a whole new menu as well. And just to see like the raw emotion of these people, what they have to go through to like deal with Gordon Ramsay. You know what I mean? And dude, he gets in your fucking face. Like, the only thing that has me thinking anything like when they're that close is like, okay, these dudes that like are asking for this fucking help, they must be like, dude, they must just be fucking burning inside, right? Like, you want to snap on homeboy. Dude, because there are people like that in restaurants. Not customers, coworkers. You'll have managers talking to you like, not necessarily like that, but it happens, man. Cooks have talked to each other more or less in that way. You know, and people will get down, people will fight. So it's like, dude, like, you know, there's a lot of restraint going on when, you know, he's in your face and saying, you know, my grandma's pussy tastes better than your macaroni. You know, it's like, damn, dog, that's pretty harsh. You know what I mean? Like, I use real cheese. You know what I mean? And maybe maybe I put it in the microwave, but it's just hilarious, dude. One of the last, and it's all over YouTube, right? Kitchen Nightmares, Hotel Hell. And then there's also Kitchen Nightmares Uncensored. And so, like, there's this episode where I don't even know what kind of restaurant it is, to be honest. They actually never really get into maybe talking about what the style of the place is or anything. Gordon Ramsay goes, and it's this couple. It's this gold digging white bitch with her rich Israel husband. Okay? And she's supposed to be this cook or whatever, you know, he comes through and he's like talking with them, and immediately they start revealing the red flags that they are. Like, just showing off their crazy side. I guess what happened was, they had this review on Yelp, I believe, by some people a couple years ago, because they had flipped out on the customers. So now they were getting customers that were going to their restaurant just to see how crazy they actually are. And they would admit to basically yelling back at customers and chasing them off, you know, and it was a little bit crazy for homeboy, right? You know, he tries their food and it's all trash. Typical, right? It's all trash. And even before that, like, he's watching them work, and the rich Israel husband, I don't even know if that's how you say Israelite. Is that how do you say, like, somebody who's from Israel? Israeli? Rich Israeli husband? I don't know. Homeboy starts going off on the customer saying, fuck you and get the fuck out of here, and insane, right? Like, these people are just like ready to fucking pop. And, you know, like, it's the next day after that, and, you know, he tries their food, and, you know, after giving them that, like, critique, the couple blows up on Gordon Ramsay. Like, they just couldn't deal with the criticism. Anytime somebody brought back food, the wife was the head chef, she was cooking, but anytime somebody would bring back food, they never told her, because they were afraid of her, in a sense. You know, like, she couldn't deal with criticism. And it was just a wild show. Pretty much towards the end, they were unhelpable. Right? They only got past, what it seems like Gordon Ramsay is there for like 4 or 5 days, like a week or something. And dude, he didn't even get past 2 days, I believe. From what it looked like, he was there for 2 days. The beginning to introduce himself and eat their food, and the second to see how they function, and that third day he was gone, dude. That was like, to me, that was like, damn, you got fucking crazy issues, dude. Like, you called somebody for help, and then you get offended by their criticism. You know what I mean? That's like me being in comedy, and then I join a class, right? I pay for the class, and then because my first joke doesn't work out, and the say the comedy instructor, he's like, you should do that. And I just get, fuck you, bro. Nobody's ever told me my shit sucks. It's like, dude, what the fuck? You asked me for help, homie. And you spent $400, so you could dip if you want, It's just weird, right? I don't get that kind of mentality. It's like people ask for help, but then you get mad because in your mind you have to be helped a certain way. Like, no, bro. If you're just calling for help, you have to accept the help the way they're giving it. You know what I mean? You can't. How does that saying go? You can't get. I don't remember how that saying goes. Like, you can't get the whole cake or something like that.
Get your cake and eat it too.
You can't what?
Get your cake and eat it too.
You can't get your cake and eat it too? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a saying.
That's a weird saying. Yeah. But anyway, something like that, right? Like, how are you going to ask for help and fucking, like, be the one that makes demands? Like, dude, you're going to have to take that fucking Gordon Ramsay fucking heat, dude. He's going to call you a pig. He's going to call you a whore. He's going to call you a slime ball. I don't know, whatever fucking British people say. He's going to fucking insult the shit out of you. But think about it, by the time you're, curled in a ball in the corner, weeping because of the sadness he put in your heart, your restaurant's going to be doing fine after. So even though your mental health went down, your business is up. But it's crazy. I had heard that like 80% of those restaurants died out shortly after. And that's just probably because they were just done. You know what I mean? Like, they were on the way out and they're like, dude, let's just do something to help us out so we can have a little bit of money come in before we get completely wiped out, So, I don't know. I've been hooked on these fucking shits. Maybe, dude, I don't know. Maybe I wish I was these owners and I want Gordon Ramsay to fucking... I want him to critique my comedy. You call that a fucking joke, you slime? You fucking impotent piece of shit? That ain't no punchline. I don't know. You know what I mean? Imagine Gordon Ramsay teaching a comedy class. He's just yelling in your face when you bomb. What the fuck was that? My aborted baby can say a better joke than that. And the baby's dead. Do you get that, you bloke? I don't know. He needs to make a comeback. I really don't think. I really don't think he would be able to have a show in this time. 2023. All his contestants are disenfranchised people. It's like there's a transgender person, there's a black person, a Latino, an Asian person that's been affected by Asian hate. And then there's one white guy who's like, God damn it, the world is against white people. I have been disenfranchised. I don't know. Shout out to Gordon Ramsay though, dude. Fucking, that would be a sick dude. Gordon Ramsay should be a guest host on Kill Tony. Imagine just Gordon Ramsay on fucking Kill Tony as a judge. That would be hilarious. That would be fucking great, dude. People would listen to Gordon. He would take over Kill Tony. You don't think so? Just as a guest? He would be the number one guest. Like, dude, this guy changed my life. Because of Gordon Ramsay, I'm now a star. You know? Oh my God. What an amazing time. Hell yeah, dude. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Let me see. What do I have coming up? I do have a roast battle coming up July 7th. That'll be at Def Noodles. Then my show July 22nd, and then another roast battle at the Comedy Store July 25th. And that's probably about it right now. I'll be posting these things up. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated day to day about the info on these spots and where I'll be. So, hell yeah. Thank you guys for joining me again, and hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you guys. Peace.